Hey guys, welcome to Insights with Anastasia. My name is Anastasia, and today we're going to talk a little bit about my good old friend Excel. So, Excel helps you work with large amounts of data, analyze it, give a quick check, or summarizing data, maybe extracting some of the insights already by using pivot tables. This is very useful tool for me personally. I think I probably use it every day for my work. And it's not only when I do data analysis, it's also, for example, when I want to do a quick check of accuracy, when I want to make sure the data is clean and data makes sense. I also utilize pivot table in Excel. So this is a great tool you should learn. Please keep watching and let me know what you think about your experience with pivot tables. Let's dive into it. Okay, before we start working with Excel and create pivot tables, I would like us to go and find a data set that we want to analyze. So for that, I will go on Kaggle, and here you can see my Kaggle account, where then I go to data sets. So you can choose any data set, but for my this practice, I would like to look at the marketing campaign data set. We can select that, and you can also go ahead and review some of the additional information about this data set, about different columns and what that columns mean. So you can download it here. You see that you can choose like either it's CSV format or Excel XLSX format, and let's click it here, download as a data set as archive. Okay, we have everything set and we can start working with our pivot tables now. Right here we have our table column names, and you can go ahead and see what the like if you select filter and okay, response. Let's look at the response. We have 0 and 1, which means it either had response or it didn't have a response. And from the Kaggle description, I know that this response column means that, for example, if we go back and look at the Kaggle documentation, the response, if customer accepted the offer in the last campaign, it's 1 and 0 is otherwise. So for example, we want to look at this data set and identify customers who responded to our message, responded to our promotion, and we want to see who those customers are. We want to get more customers like those who are responsive to our message, and pivot table is a great tool to do that. So let's start creating pivot tables. We will need to select a range. As you can see here, I'm selecting the range, and I go ahead and click Control Shift left, Control Shift down, or Windows Shift left, Windows Shift down, depends on whether you use Mac or Windows. And here we see some of the initial pivot table fields. It's basically a template we can start working with. So as I said before, we would like to understand some of the customer characteristics, customer attributes, and maybe our goal can be make recommendations for the customer acquisition strategy, or maybe we want to target those customers in our next marketing campaign. So let's start working with our data. Here we see all the columns. For example, we can pick up year of birth and see what customers based on the year of birth are more likely to respond to our promo message. Let's put year of birth into the rows. You just simply drag and drop. For columns, I would like to select our goal. This is the response. So basically, we want to know either they responded or not. And for values for this, actually, I need to remove the respond into the filters. So we don't really need people who didn't respond, but we rather want to focus on people who did respond. So, and for the values, sorry, not columns, but the values, I need to select user ID. And instead of the sum, make sure you do the count, because we don't need a sum. Sometimes it just screws the if you have like a numeric ID, it will just sum up all the IDs. That's not what we want. We want to have a count of IDs. Okay, we see here's like a table. We want to select filter only the customers who responded will be in this table, and we click apply. Now we see how many customers per year of birth responded to our email. Now we want to sort and select sort descending, because we want to see our top responders, customers who like year of the birth that are more likely to respond to our message. Okay, and here we got our core years who are most likely to answer, well, to reply to our message and buy. Okay, let's create one more tab and call it insights. So here I just like to keep it separately for some like a bite-sized insights that I get from the data, from the pivot tables, just to make it easy for the future to create a report or maybe some recommendations for your stakeholders. Okay, let's just grab some data here and move it here. Okay, I copied the data from here and I need to move it here. This is just for me to see what are the dates of, what are the years of birth with the largest amount of people responded to the marketing offer, I guess. Oops, number of people. Okay. And we call it top responders by age, by year of birth. Okay, that's better. Now merge it. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's probably it. Okay, let's see. Okay, I made a mistake here. All right, that's it. That's good for now. This is just the sum of the pieces of insights that I got from the pivot table, the first pivot table I created. So let's see what else can we discover from this data set. And again, you can click insert pivot table from the menu below, but also you can copy your existing pivot table and paste next to it. That's what I like to do. It's a little bit faster. It saves me a few seconds. But if you are a new data analyst and you want to practice creating pivot tables, you probably like to do it from scratch and start by insert pivot table and selecting the range. Okay, so let's see. I copy paste the table that I had here. Now I just want to remove the columns that I don't need anymore. Well, I do need a response. Response probably will be the one that I'll keep for all of the columns. And let's add education and ID. So we now want to look what is the education. What is the education of customers who are most likely to buy? And again, do account instead of sum. Just make sure to check that. And also I want to add one more thing. Instead of the count of ID, I go ahead and click count again, but also I add show value as percent of grand total. That will show us a percentage of people who responded out of all responders. So again, I'll sort again the same thing just to pop up the customers who are more likely to purchase and to respond to the offer. And you see that like a graduation, PhD, and master are more likely to respond. I don't know what the second cycle and basic is, but anyway, we have our piece of data. Now we can grab this data and paste it to the inside page. Okay. So now that we pasted it here, we can also give it some descriptive column names. For example, percent of clients responded. Okay. Also title. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Now we can see the top responders by education and go back to our pivot table, and let's do the same manipulation. Let's copy or insert, whatever works for you, and explore some more. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to remove the count, remove the education probably, and insert marital status and ID. And again, same manipulation, make sure you have count, not sum. That's a tricky one. You have to remember that, because this mistake can be really hard to notice unless you know where to look. Okay, so we see that single, married, together, divorced are top. Well, because I guess it makes sense, because the rest of the things are kind of not that often. Okay, let's copy and paste it into our inside page again, just for the sake of clarity and just to have everything clear and concise on one page. That's what I like to do. You can keep everything on pivot table tab and maybe get some color in there, color, I don't know, like color formatting or some comments, but I just like to keep this separately from the working pivot table tab. Okay, So we have pretty good understanding of our customers by now. We know their education, their marital status, and we know their year of birth. So what else can we find looking at our data? Okay, maybe let me think. What do we have here? Okay, let's grab this table and create maybe our last pivot table where we are gonna look at different data cat, and we will gonna look at if there is a kid teenager at home. We'll keep everything the same. Instead we change the teen home, and we will remove the okay we see that there is like a same pattern here. People who don't have teenagers at home tend to respond more likely to our message. So this is already a good start to understanding our customers. We can, based on the data that we discovered, we analyzed and kind of used pivot tables for this transformation. We identified that our core customers or customers who are more likely to respond to our promo activation or our promo campaign that we had are they most likely they don't have any kids or teenagers at home. They also most likely single or married. They have graduated or they have PhD or masters. And the date of birth, we also have like a number of years of birth of those people who are more likely to respond. So we can actually craft some of the recommendations and maybe some of the suggestions for our marketing team or our brand team. And we can highlight those insights that we got from this data set. And it's, as you can see, it's very easy and it's very intuitive. Just look, it was like the absolutely random data set that I selected on Kaggle and then just explore it with you using only pivot table tool. I didn't use anything else besides pivot table, and I was able to understand what is the people who are more likely to engage with the message that we send them. Okay guys, I think that's probably it for our first pivot table tutorial. As you can see, it's a really good tool for exploration, summarization, and just getting insights from the data sets. You can also use this, follow along and download the data set and maybe do the same steps that I did, or you can also include some of the other data cuts that you found interesting in this data set, and you can actually use this data set and this analysis for your portfolio if you want to highlight your skills in Excel, and if you want to show that you use pivot table, how you extract insights from the data of marketing campaigns or whatever it's whatever data set you use. So please let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to create another video where I can maybe do a more extensive overview of pivot tables or any other Excel tools that we have. So that's it with pivot tables for today. Thank you for watching my tutorial. I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it and what else you would like to learn about Excel. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's connect, share experience, and inspire each other. Bye. Slice and dice the data any way we please. Group and summarize with the greatest ease. Calculate the measures, find the mean and sum, visualize the data. Watch the numbers hum,